going to get into what I believe. And by the way, perception, perspective, all of those things, qualities that everyone, not just men, but everyone needs to have, right? So let me get into the qualities that I think men should have to be considered a man. First thing you need awareness. And I'm not talking about awareness in general, like, but firstly, self-awareness. You need to know who you are. If you do not know who you are, and I'm not just saying, who are you? I'm Ronald. Okay, what does that mean? Well, I'm from Pity Valley in Trinidad and Tobago. Okay, that does not tell me who you are. That's what you're gonna tell a girl when you go on a date?
Worst date ever.
Exactly. Right? If I told my girlfriend that on the first date that we went on, she wouldn't be my girlfriend. So, guys, self-awareness. If you've never done it, remove yourself from everyone. From everyone. And look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, who am I? I guarantee you it's going to frighten you because you never checked. And because you never checked, the person that you're going to find is going to be someone very broken, someone who was trying to please people, who was trying to make everybody else happy except himself. To the point that he doesn't even know who he is. And he thinks he knows because people tell him who he is, but he's never told himself who he is. So he's playing a character that was written by somebody else. And that's a lot of people, man. And I think people need to make the difficult decision to look themselves in the face and ask the question, who am I?
And to add, bro, again, without self-defense,
Without self-defense.
stop lying to yourself, first and foremost.
And stop defending your flaws. Because, listen, you're not going to improve. You're not going to improve if you keep saying, nah, nothing's wrong with that. We need to be self-aware. We need to be honest with ourselves. We need to stop like just nonchalantly accepting our flaws and just saying, nothing's wrong with that. That's the reason why we're in the situation that we're in. We're not honest, and we have to learn to be honest with ourselves.
Yeah.
Another thing is honor. What is honor? What do you think honor is? Because we don't hear it much anymore.
No.
We don't hear it much anymore. So what do you think honor is?
Honor. When I hear honor, I think of so the picture that comes to mind is samurai.
Mm.
All right. The reason why it comes to mind is they always pride themselves on honor. They always mention the word honor. And when it's absent, they reprimand you for it for sure.
And there's only one reprimand.
Agreed. And so, using that visualization and what they talk about, honor is upholding, for want of a better phrase, your word, your character. It is upholding certain values, certain morals, and behaviors. One, well, all those things that reflect strength,
So essentially, your image.
your image.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you suppose. So essentially, honor represents the qualities of a good image, right? And it takes time to build that, but it can fall in a second,
very much so.
right? And a lot of guys don't have honor. You know, that is the reason why we have what we have right now. We have men that just look at politics. I'm not talking about in our country alone. I'm talking about globally. Just look at politics. Politicians lie
Yet
every
still,
day.
they call themselves honorable.
Yes, and they call themselves honorable and so on. But in my opinion, you should not be allowed to carry a title like that when you you lie to the people that you represent. Right? Uh, those in those in the military, those in medicine, in business. At the end of the day, when all you have is maybe your mind, that's all you have left. Your wife might have passed away already, you may have lost everything. Right? Some people are fortunate to not lose everything, but some, unfortunately, have lost everything. What do you have when you've lost everything? If you never had honor, then you have nothing. So, apart from self awareness, have to work on your honor, have to work on your image, your reputation, right? Because if you lose everything, no one, and I mean no one, is going to respect you. They're not going to help you. They're not going to give you a chance to get back to where you were. Because when you had it, you had no honor. You had no respect for anyone. Your reputation was tainted. Your image was muddy. So no one wants you to get back to that level. So they're going to keep you in the darkness. So some people may think that that will never happen to them, but I will always say, I've said it before and I will always say it, never say never. So self-awareness first, yes, but when you've become aware of self,
Honor.
learn to develop your honor. Right? Another thing, you just mentioned it, honesty, man.
Yeah.
We're not honest these days. We're not honest with ourselves. We're not honest with our peers. We're not honest with women. We're not honest with anything right now.
Hmm.
Right? Let's deal with the honesty in dating women, so on. Not everyone is cut out for marriage. Not everyone is cut out for um, having one woman, right? But here's what: if we be honest about it, life would be much easier. How about we say this? You meet a girl, you like her, she likes you, but you are not the kind of person that likes to commit. You have you have an insatiable appetite. If we be honest and say, listen, I like you, I think you're attractive, I think you're a beautiful woman. However, I'm not one for relationship. I like having fun. Um, if you have no problems with that, then we could hang out. But know that I'm not for commitment. If the person obliges and then says that they want to be with you, but then you would have had um, your disclaimer in the beginning. So even if they get angry and say so on and so forth, you will always have a disclaimer because you were honest from the start. You said that you weren't interested in committing in a committed relationship, but they still chose to put themselves with you, right? What's going on now is, girl, I want to be with you and only you. You are the apple of my eye. Mine. No one else is mine. And there's no one that could take your place.
Most granulacious of my sugars.
Of course. Any more granulated and it'll be powdered.
Anything better than you spoil.
Oh gosh, Sienna. So here's the thing. They said that to her and 16 others.
Hmm.
And now you have to juggle, right? Because you told that to 16 other women. And the 16 other women think that they're the only one.
I hope you like being in the circus because you're looking like a clown.
So, guys, at some point the shoe will be on the other foot. So, and remember, women bend, men break. Women bend, men break.
Facts.
A woman could take and take and take and take and take until they can't take anymore, and then they'll just leave. Or they'll take and then give you back some of what you gave them. But here's the difference: when a man receives what they give out, they can't bend. They can't bend. They they break into pieces, right? And they, well, the modern ones now, what we've been seeing, they tend to become very violent with themselves and with other women. So we saw it last week.
Mhm.
Someone killed himself and killed his spouse and himself.
Yeah.
Then someone else killed.
Over the past couple of
Over
weeks,
the past
we've
couple
been
of weeks,
seeing
we've
that.
been seeing a lot of them. Right? Why is that? You know, in some cases, not all cases, but in some cases, the man was doing the most dirt, and then when the woman decided to do it, he couldn't take it. Snap. Right? Now there are other cases which we're going to talk about in other episodes. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry, guys. We're not only on the women's side. Don't worry. But we're just talking about honesty as it relates to men now. Right? That's in the relationship side. In the societal sense. Be good for your word, guys. Your word is bond. There's your word is bond. That is something that we should take seriously. That verbal contract, as a man, we have to take that seriously again.
You know, as you say that, bro, if I remember correctly, there was a time, maybe not so long ago, maybe long ago, given all that has happened so far, our word, especially as men, was paramount. Even before paperwork, before contracts, there was verbal contracts. And we, like many other things, we have lost it.
Guys, be good for your word. Being good for your word opens many doors for you. Right? The day you start being good for your word, saying that you'll do something and actually do it, trust me, it's going to open doors that would have never been open. So see, all of that part, that's part of honesty, right? It's also part of integrity. Right? Being good for your word, saying that you're going to do something and doing it. All right. I have plenty more qualities, plenty more. Right? Might have to do a part two because the amount of things we have already an hour and 44 minutes in.
About that.
Right? We might have to do a part two. We might have to do a what is a man part two.
Part two.
Because we have a lot of stuff here, man. Right? Health. Health. Men are notoriously bad when it comes to their health. We, as a population, do not pay attention to our health at all. Right? The kind of things we see people doing as it relates to their health. Sometimes,
And not just food.
And not just food. Not just food. The sexual health as well.
Mental health.
The mental health. Guys, take care of your mental health, man. All right. And I know we say, I don't need nobody to tell me how I feeling. I don't need anyone to tell me how I'm feeling. Okay. But
No problem.
it's going to come up, it's going to keep coming up. That's the thing about life. When you have a lesson to learn and you refuse to learn it, it will keep coming up. And you will always ask yourself, why is this happening to me?
Facts.
And then you don't even try to figure that out. You just settle for what's happened. Let me give a tip. The thought process that got you into the situation will never be the same thought process that's going to get you out of it. So, please, for your sake, develop some humility, which is also a quality that we should have as men. Develop some humility and seek help. There are psychologists all around the world, counselors all around the world that are there to help you. Seek help if you need it, because the lesson is going to keep coming up and it's not going to go away. Right? That's mental health. Sexual health. Guys, again, promiscuity. Listen, apart from the sexually transmitted diseases and the sexually transmitted infections and so on, apart from those, there's something called sexual energy, in case you don't know. And if you waste it, you shorten your life. I'm sure a lot of us have struggled with it, right? But when you waste a sexual energy, you shorten your life.
So when you say wasting sexual energy, right, bro? What you mean by that?
Now, if I answer that, we're going to start going down a rabbit hole, right? And as a matter of fact, I think that that topic is a Patreon topic,
All right.
right? That, guys, we are also on Patreon. That is our membership only platform, right? We are working on the details for that, but that will be launching soon. But that topic there, that's a Patreon topic. We can't put that one on YouTube. All
Be
right.
sure to check it out, guys.
So, yeah, so we leave that one. We leave that one for now, right? But physical health, your diet. You can't eat KFC and McDonald's and Burger King
And drink Coke
and drink Coca-Cola
every day,
and other soft drinks every day,
multiple times a day.
right? Especially if you have children. You need to, yeah, you would want to, I think you should want to give your children as much of you for as long as possible. Right? As a father, as a husband, we have to be selfless. And we're going to talk about that, being a husband and wife and so on and so forth. I know a lot of people will have comments about husband and wife and selfless and so on, right? Again, we have all of those. We have episodes for the rest of the year, and all of them are going to touch on that, on those things. So don't worry, just bear with us for now, right?
So I'd like to ask, since we're on that point of selfless, bro, um, would you say for a man, a father, someone who has children, that for them not taking care of yourself, in whether it be physically, mentally, and even spiritually, would you say that that is selfish behavior?
Yeah, I would say so. I would say that because sometimes situations happen. You know, we didn't plan to have children. The children are here. We have to take care of them,
Right?
right? However, we need to understand that we did certain things for the children to get here, right?
And nobody put a gun to our head.
No one put a gun to our head, right? The children are here now. So now, whether you were planning for it or not, your life now has to change.
Sorry, let me and also include, at least we're talking about the situations that happen by choice and not through other acts.
Mhm.
Okay, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, we're not talking about the unfortunate situation with our sisters out there, right? We understand those things happen, okay? But we're talking about the situations that where there is consent, okay?
Mhm.
As a man, you need to realize that okay, I have certain responsibilities now, and there are things that I used to do that I shouldn't do anymore, right? If I was a horrible eater, I was a avid alcohol drinker. With children now, I think it's important that I change that because I want to give my children the best version of myself that I could possibly give, or I should want to give my children the best possible version of myself that I can give
Mm.
for as long as possible.
What about smoker?
That too, that too, because again, we know the adverse effects of smoking cigarettes and even the herb,
Marijuana?
Mary Jane, marijuana, right? Look, guys, everyone has their vices, but listen, we have to be intelligent about them. Okay, we have to be intelligent about them. We're not s- on a pedestal talking down at you guys, right? Because we struggle with things too. We have our flaws too, right? We nowhere near perfect, right? We're ambitious, trying to get to a certain level in life, right? And we have things that we need to fix about ourselves. But we're just telling you that these are the things that we are observing from our peers, from people from the generation before, from the generation just after us. We're seeing it, and we're saying that listen, this needs to either slow down or stop, preferably stop, but at least slow down because we're going to lose in the long term, not just as men but as a society.
Yeah.
So we need to now be responsible and make certain decisions that would put us and our children in the best possible position to be successful in the future.